Hail YouTube, Dominions, Dumentites, and Archvillains! Thank you all for supporting me in my effort to save pop culture. And I would ask you please make sure you are still subbed, turn on your notification bell, and if you are not subscribed, please consider doing so. This channel could use your support. Thank you, and enjoy this video. As I tried to settle my stomach, and at least dampen, if not extinguish, the rage and disgust roiling inside me, I sat down to watch the final episode of Star Trek Picard Season 1, and then started yelling at the screen. Because of what I saw. Riddle me this, Batman and Catwomen. What's the one thing on Earth these assholes could show us that would be worse than anything we've seen on Star Trek Picard? The answer? Mikey Spock. And that is exactly what I saw in the first frame of the finale of Star Trek Picard. Mikey Spock, looking insufferably smug, standing on some generic green screen set, holding a tattered Federation flag in her man-hating, traitorous, mutinous claw. Mikey Spock, the destroyer of the entire Star Trek franchise, reveling in the destruction of Gene Roddenberry's universe, the bestest ever, and destroying the dream of Star Trek. There are no words for the visceral loathing I feel at the merest sight of Mikey Spock, the worst character in all of Star Trek history, who of course believes herself to be the bestest character ever, holding the tattered flag of the very Federation that she herself destroyed with the able help of fellow cultural vandal Alex Kurtzman. She is a symbol, you see, the embodiment of the arrogant disregard for everything that came before, the personification of the contempt that Kurtzman and CBS feel for fans of Star Trek, the avatar of those elitist corporatists who view all of us who have been loyal to Roddenberry's view of a bright future for humanity as rubes to be hustled, beaten, and robbed at the end of the day. I look at that insufferably smug piece of shit standing on the ashes of a burned-out dream, and I want to retch. I want to rage against the dying of the light once known as Star Trek. I tremble with fury as Viacom CBS continues to glorify this putrid pornography masquerading as entertainment, continues to ram this rotten morsel of rancid meat down our gullets time and time again as the body of fandom continues to retch in revolt at this intrusion of this nauseating nothingness concocted by Kurtzman and his Keystone comedy crew. How much money must CBS lose before they quit trying to sell us garbage we've rejected over and over and over again? How many times does CBS have to go into a Target or a Walmart before they realize that they no longer have any presence there? That no one is dumb enough, spiritually bankrupt enough, dead enough inside to buy anything associated with this perverted parody of Star Trek? I would say a reckoning is coming, but that horse has left the corral already. There already has been a reckoning. For the first time in Star Trek history, the merchandising has dried up, the fans have finally turned away, and I doubt they will ever come back. So take that tattered flag and shove it up your ass, Mikey Spock, and fart to make it flutter in the breeze. You people have killed Star Trek. I hope it makes you proud. And that is my review of the first 20 seconds of Star Trek Picard. Seeing Mikey Spock in the very first frame officially makes this series finale of Picard the very worst episode yet. And we've only just begun to suck. Let's sum up, shall we? The Zhat Vash are a secret Romulan organization that wants to destroy all synthetic life because they found a recording saying, hey, synths are going to destroy the universe. I think it was Terminator, though it might have been Colossus the Forbidden Project or Battlestar Galactica, the complete series. So some idiot who doesn't understand that you can't clone a machine goes ahead and clones a machine, creating a clone of Data's brain that remarkably isn't at all like Data's brain, since it has none of his memories, can feel emotions, and can use contractions. But hey, stupid is just another word for nothing left to lose, right? So 2 of these androids are Data's daughters. No, not lol. It's 2 bitches we've never seen before who have nothing at all to do with Data, just like Star Trek Picard has nothing to do with the Next Generation. And the Romulans want to kill Soji and Daj, which they could easily do just by beaming them out into space literally at any time, but no. They keep beaming teams of Romulan Black Op assassination squads to take out Daj. She keeps killing them all with a superhuman strength that the writers don't realize a positronic brain wouldn't give her. She goes to Picard for help. Starfleet tells him to fuck off, so he gathers a murderous, crazy cyberneticist, a broken down old drunk, a sister boy Romulan wood elf with a knife stick named Labelus, or Elnor. Basically, a character bought from the discount Lord of the Rings toy bin at Walmart. And for some reason, 7 of 9 pops up, acting completely different than she ever has, just as Picard is completely different from the man we knew. Turns out in the end, Picard is a supporting character in his own show. The Romulans were right because now they've taken the android Soji back home to her android planet, and the synths are indeed going to destroy all life in the universe. I just wish they had done it a lot sooner, like in the first episode. Then this show would have been a lot better. So as this episode starts, Picard is taken prisoner on the android planet. Dr. Sung is there with an android body all ready to transfer someone's mind into. I wonder who will go in there. I wonder. And so I push play to find out. Narek, having been set free by the evil android Sutra, who killed her own sister to blame it on him to get all the androids to be cool with killing all the organic life in the universe, Narek, the Romulan lounge lizard, gets into the Borg cube, meets up with his incestuous sister, who asks him, "Did you find them? Did you fuck any of them?" Yeah. This already feels so much like Star Trek, doesn't it? Did you fuck any of them? Wholesome family entertainment. This is CBS. Picard is being confined now by the androids, so he can't use his eloquence to try to talk the androids out of killing everyone, even though he took his best shot with a speech last episode and failed because, being doddering, he blathered in a shaky voice that wouldn't even sell shoes to Kim Kardashian. So now Narek is gathering bombs to go kill some flowers that could go out into space and capture the Romulan ships. And I can't believe I just actually said that. Star Trek Picard is so fucking stupid. It makes real life stupid too. And so now Rios is trying to get his ship back up and running with a gizmo that requires Rios to just magically imagine his ship is fixed, and it just automatically happens. That's right. I'll say it again. Rios needs to fix his ship, and he's got this tool that all he has to do is magically imagine his ship is fixed, and it fixes it. Nothing makes any sense, says Rios, as his ship is completely fixed in 30 seconds with the magic wish tool, TM. Like saying, "I do believe in fairies, to make Tinkerbell all better again." And yet Lamulus had to stay behind at the Borg cube to help them get their Borg ship repaired, despite having no skill, except bringing a knife stick to a phaser fight. So Narek goes to Rios' ship with a ton of grenades and offers to team up with him by throwing rocks at Rios' ship. This wins Rios over. So now Lamula shows up at Rios' ship, finally sees someone he can attack with his knife stick, until Rios says, "Stop pointing your knife stick at Narek," and so Lamulus puts it down. Yeah, this is what passes for a thrilling action sequence in Star Trek Picard. Meanwhile, Dr. Agnes Jurati is screwing around with a dead synth, the murdered sister, and she pulls out her eye in the lab, because Star Trek Picard is all very well and good until someone loses an eye, which happens pretty much in every episode. Because vulgarity is stunning and brave, and it's Kurtzman's one special trick. And the sad thing is, women pulling eyes out all through this series, Kurtzman says he has a special knack for writing women. And that should tell you all you need to know about Kurtzman's writing skills. His writing makes us all want to yank our fucking eyes out, rather than watch. Meanwhile, Admiral O, who now somehow is out of the Federation and back with the Romulans, is leading a Romulan armada to destroy the synths on Soji's planet. Agnes busts Picard out of confinement, despite being the worst secret agent ever by her own admission, highlighting the absurdity of these synths being so stupid they leave Picard unguarded. That's right. So Agnes Jurati can just walk right up, step in and bail Picard out. Well, I guess we really didn't need to worry about artificial intelligence after all, since despite being artificial, they certainly display little evidence of intelligence. So in the lab, replaying the last memory of the synth that Sutra murdered, Dr. Sung realizes the truth that Sutra is a murderer, and he's upset. So Picard is back at Rio's ship with Agnes now, and they've already gone with the Romulan lounge lizard, and they're going to go ahead and attack the compound with the synths. And Picard is trying to figure out how to stall or defeat the Romulans. Picard says the synths are all children, and he's going to teach them all a lesson about being better people. Agnes says, make it so. She can't even let Picard say his own fucking trademark line. That is how much respect Picard is shown on his own show. So now Sutra is about to trigger the beacon that will bring the ancient killer synths to this universe to kill all organic life. But now Dr. Sung confronts Sutra about killing her sister to blame it on the Romulan and then to get all the other synths to agree to kill all organic life. And he knocks Sutra out with a taser or something, despite her being an android with incredible reflexes. And all the other synths just stand around watching passively. And so Sung has basically thwarted the plan because he has uncovered the duplicity of Sutra. But then Rios and Raffi and Lamulus and Narek, the Romulan lounge lizard, attack to rile shit up again. And the synths just go down like the hollow cardboard cutouts that they are. Meanwhile, Picard and Agnes are in orbit, and they're going to try to single-handedly stall the 200-plus Romulan ship armada. Back to the attack, Rios tries to blow up the entire facility with one of the grenades, but Soji catches the grenade and throws it away into space. Meanwhile, 7 of 9 finds the incestuous Romulan sister aboard the Borg cube, and instead of shooting her, talks with her long enough for the Romulan chick to kick her gun away, and so they catfight. Meanwhile, the silly-ass slow-moving flowers glide up towards the Romulan fleet because it has arrived, and the flowers are completely ineffectual, as flowers are wont to be in space. So back on the Borg cube, incredibly, the Romulan chick is beating 7 of 9's ass until 7 of 9 kicks the Romulan bitch over a railing, and she dies, putting her out of our misery. So, yeah, we get shots of the Romulans destroying the flowers, Picard flying around through the flowers, tiptoeing through the tulips. Picard says, we need to make Rios' ship appear to be a fleet of ships to fool the Romulans. Lucky for them, they have Rios' magic tool, TM, that can do anything if you just wish hard enough. And so he uses it to make the La Serena appear to be a fleet of La Serenas with their own warp signatures. And yay, it works like magic. And so the Romulans get distracted shooting at these mirror ships, though if they're mirror ships, shouldn't they all be moving exactly in sync? Oh, silly me with my narrative logic. So Soji triggers the portal on the planet to summon the evil synths. The Romulans are about to try to save the universe by attacking the synths and shutting down the beacon, and then an armada from Starfleet pops into view to stop the Romulans from saving the universe by killing the synths and shutting down the portal. Does anyone else see how insultingly stupid this all is? The Starfleet Armada pops in and the music plays heroically as they intercede against the villainous Romulans who are actually trying to save the universe. Jesus God. Riker is in command of the Armada in a move designed to make the simple-minded in the audience go woohoo! And Riker threatens the Romulans, and now we get a space battle ignoring the threat to the entire universe posed by the synths who are about to destroy everyone. Meanwhile, Picard's disease conveniently starts killing him. I wonder if he'll wind up in that android body for the Picard Season 2 that absolutely no one wants. Picard asks Soji please to shut down the beacon. He's risking all life in the universe in order to spare Soji and her synths. He tells Soji he believes in her. Even though she betrayed the humans and actually triggered the beacon, it's going as he speaks. So of course, this works, and she says, well, since you asked so nicely, she goes ahead and shuts it down, and everything's perfectly swell again. So now we don't even get the space battle. The Romulans power down, Riker says we'll escort you back to your own space, and nothing happens. it's also pointless and empty. So at least we got to see Riker briefly in command aboard the bridge of a starship once more, and that was the best scene in the whole series, which just goes to show you that this contemptible piece of utter worthless excrement could have been a decent tribute to the next generation. That it wasn't is yet another in a long list of crimes against the fandom by Kurtzman and by CBS. So yeah, anyway, Picard collapses. He's fading fast, exactly as we all knew would happen. And gee, as I watch, I thinks to myself, hey, wasn't there a spare android body in the lab just ready to receive somebody's essence? What about that? I laughed and laughed as JL croaked and everyone cried, remembering that this isn't Picard, this is the bizarro Picard known as JL. So now 7 of 9 is sitting with Rios, who she also doesn't know as well as she doesn't know Picard, treating him like her oldest pal as they mourn JL croaking. I love how all those group therapy sessions have really opened up 7 of 9 to people. She's a real people person now, isn't she? And we track with a butterfly who mournfully flies to Raffi and Lamulus so we can have an exact replay of the same damn scene with them. Lamulus cries like the sister boy he is, and Raffi cries, and still the butterfly flies on. And Picard opens his eyes and looks around saying, another damn dream. But then Data, or a 25% different facsimile, strolls up and says, nope, not a dream, a complex quantum simulation. Then asks Picard, are those the clothes you were wearing when you died? Picard asks, am I dead? Yep. So we can't even treat Picard's death with dignity and allow it to be the end, in a wonderful negation of any significance or consequence his death might have had. Picard is dead, but not really, because he just keeps blathering on, chatting with Data. But this is a simulation, with a lot of double talk about this is reconstructed from Data's mind, planted up B4's ass, powered by Lore's right foot running on a hamster wheel, blah, 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 double talk, blather, blather, blather. Turns out, Picard's brain has been, holy crap, Picard's brain has been transferred into an android body? The door to the bright light opens, and I nearly threw my remote through the TV when I heard the actual Star Trek door sound effect in this vile crap. And Data asks Picard to pull the plug on him as a last wish. Let Data die, pull his head out of B4's ass, wipe it off, take Lore's foot off the hamster wheel, and let Data go because who wants to live forever? Only mortality gives any meaning to existence and so on. There can only be one. With 2 you get egg roll. Whatever. Point is, now Picard is a robot. Though stupidly, these morons have actually made the robot look like Picard. So now they can't go on the cheap with a voiceover for season 2. They made him stay older. They built in mortality for him, so he'll die soon anyway. This drivel is unspeakable garbage. And Data sits in his simulation, listening to Blue Skies on a record player, waiting to get checked out. And they kill him, and Picard appears by his bedside in his Starfleet uniform from the next generation, seen only from the back to avoid the licensing fee for that uniform. And stupidly, Data gets wrinkles as he dies in this simulation and fades away along with the entirety of the simulation. This would have been a moving sequence if this entire series hadn't been a pandering, obnoxious gob of spit in the eye of the fandom. And Agnes kisses Rios, and Raffi holds 7 of 9's hand romantically, and Picard now has his ship and team, along with Soji to be part of the crew. And of course, the Federation lifts the ban on synthetics, naturally. Now that synthetics have been revealed to be the ultimate threat to life, sure, let's unban them so that any disgruntled synth can go ahead and create a beacon and open a portal to kill everyone. Oh gee, that's a swell idea. And that concludes the latest Alex Kurtzman loaf, Star Trek Picard. This thing was nonsensical, insulting, and derogatory not only to fans, but to one of the greatest characters in Star Trek history, Jean-Luc Picard. I hope this towering insult reaps every single reward that CBS has coming. And while I find life sweet, there is some consolation in knowing that one day, when the sun inevitably goes nova, every copy of this trash will be incinerated. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.